Hello everybody and welcome back to the chassis variant series. Myself, Critical Rocket. Today we're on to the next of the clan light, the Kitfox, also known as the Uller. And I apologise to any Scandinavian speakers who I may have just butchered the name there. I am aware though that it was named the Uller, again, apologies, by the Innisphere forces after the Norse god of archery, which I thought was a better name than Kitfox. But yeah, this is a mech that was designed in 2890, to be specific, by Clan Cloud Cobra. I'm trying to say that one when you drunk multiple times. It was designed with an emphasis on firepower and armor protection over, the usual roles of clan scout mechs, which was to engage targets of opportunity if possible in, Zelbring and that kind of thing. But mostly they were just used to try and exploit gaps or be long-range scouts and spotters. And the Kitfox was very different from that. It was incredibly well armed for its size and weight. And it's a bit different for me for the videos, because generally I'll do a prime variant of a new clan mech as the gameplay video, but way back when, 3 years ago now, my original gameplay video was of the A variant, which sadly isn't in MechWarrior Online, alongside variants like the B and the E. Even though I don't think there's any reason it couldn't have been, but for some reason PGI have never decided to add them, sadly. But the A variant was a model that comes with a Gauss rifle in the right arm and 2 ER mediums, so it's pretty straightforward. You can get about 2 ton of ammo for the Gauss in there, so an okay number of shots. And obviously with the new ammo quirks and stuff, it makes it, increases that ammo count a little bit more, so it makes it a bit more viable. And I always enjoyed that kind of gameplay with it. But this is the Prime variant, and the Prime isn't too badly equipped either. In fact, none of the Kitfoxes are actually that badly equipped. This one is a ER large and a small laser with a Streak 4 and an LB5. And that means it's got pretty much a nice general spread across the board as far as Prime variants for light mechs are concerned. And you'll notice a trend with a lot of clan light mechs, especially of the original 12 that appeared in the Innisphere. There's an emphasis on having a heavier firepower than their Innisphere counterparts. So you've only got to look as far as like the Adder, for instance, with 2 ER PPCs, and no Innisphere light mech could match that for a very long time, to have that level of firepower and still have decent armor protection. Usually what the clans would sacrifice in that is speed, and that is one of the problems that the Kitfox has, is that it's not the fastest, and I think it tops out about 97 kph, which still isn't bad, but it's gonna be very quickly outpaced by other Innisphere mechs of the same weight category. It does, as far as tabletop is concerned, it does come with fairly decent amount of armor protection though. 4 ton of ferro armor meant that it could withstand quite a lot of hits on the tabletop, and it still made the Kitfox extremely dangerous to come across in a 1v1 fight. So you have to remember, weapons like the LBs, which could, for instance, ammo switch to do 5 points of damage on one location, or exploit openings in other mechs' armor with its shrapnel rounds instead, could very quickly crit mechs and take them down, vehicles as well. The ER large was a punishing weapon at range. Clan mechs didn't generate anywhere near as much heat on tabletop, so coming up against a couple of Kitfoxes was a pretty dicey proposition. For any group on tabletop, or as part of any kind of tournament play or campaign play that you may have been doing, Kitfoxes were a deadly opponent. Even other clan lights would have a relatively tough time against something as versatile. And coming out with its Streak 4 as well and the small laser gave it the ability to engage targets at short range. The ER large meant it could snipe, and the LB was a great all-round weapon with a decent amount of protection. As far as MechWarrior is concerned, this is, hardpoint-wise, probably one of the weaker variants. It has 2 energy, 1 ballistic and 1 missile, which isn't great, but as I said, the default loadout is still pretty impressive, for the weight. Skilling it out is obviously going to help you out with things like the heat that's going to generate. Obviously your ammunition for your missiles and your LBs are going to be very generously compensated with a couple of those skill upgrades. And obviously with a few changes here and there, you could probably turn it into something that's got like a couple of pretty decent energy weapons, and nowadays Your missile slot's probably going to be an ATM. Most clan mechs tend to work quite well with an ATM system, I think. Outside of using standard LRMs these days. I think the clan's biggest boon in MechWarrior Online was being given the ATM system. It really, really stands out for them. It's a weapon system that I genuinely enjoy using. I still would have liked it to have had the ammo switching capabilities of weapon systems like the LBs and stuff, and I would still love to see PGI add in different ammunition types for LRMs like Thunder munitions and Swarm munitions and SRMs with the Inferno ammo and stuff like that. Some of that stuff would be completely game changing, but beggars can't be choosers in that regard. So would I recommend it? If you haven't tried out the Kitfox, I would. It's got some really, really nice variants. It's a mech that I have to admit, up until doing this series, I hadn't played for a little while, and most of the time when you see Kitfoxes, people generally take the C variant because of its incredible number of AMS slots at 3 on one arm, and and the ECM and stuff. But genuinely, I think it can be a real powerhouse. I think it can really fight. And it can do some phenomenal work for you. It also helps. I think it's also one of the most visually interesting light mechs that was ever created for the clan side of things. It's so weird looking. It's very, very asymmetrical. It's an odd mech. It's very low to the ground. It has these weird long legs and its little arms and stuff. It's such a bizarre looking mech, but it's also very cool at the same time. And it's one of the ones that if anyone remembers playing MechWarrior 2 back in the day when you used to have something like a Matrox Voodoo card for 3D effects, and when they added the skybox and stuff with the CD-ROM version, one of the early missions in the campaign we had to fight 2 Kitfoxes outside the city. That was cool. I never forget that. The Kitfox is always one of those ones that I remember fighting against, and playing as them in that game and stuff like that. The Kitfox has always been one of the ones that I've always had a little bit of fun with on MechWarrior series, and it was nice to have another go of them after quite a long time of being out. Now this is sadly this match is quite long because there was a stealth commando. Also, I've got a cat scratching me at the moment because she's trying to stand on my leg at the same time. Sooty's trying to get into the videos, and if you've watched the streams, you know what Sooty sounds like when she wants something. Very, very bloody meowy misses. So I'll do a quick edit here because there's a stealth mando, and he just kind of wastes everyone's time. But thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a good week, and I'll catch you on the next chassis variant series video. Oh yes. Oh, goodbye. See you. Bye.
Hostiles are eradicated. Bask in the glory of your triumph.